Friends, for the last 30 days, I have been doing something simple, yet absolutely transformative. Every single morning, right after waking up, I would write down whatever dream I remembered from the night before. At first, it felt random, even silly, but soon I started noticing patterns, symbols, and hidden messages. And what began as just dream journaling turned into a deep journey into my subconscious mind. You see, dreams are not just random movies our brains play at night. Science now knows that dreams are a powerful gateway into the subconscious mind, the deepest layers of our mind that stores our hidden desires, unresolved fears, past traumas, and forgotten experiences. This is the same subconscious mind that silently influences almost every decision we make in our life. Neuroscience and psychology suggest that subconscious works like a vast underground library. Everything you have ever seen, felt, heard, or even imagined is stored there. And dreams? They are the tiny windows into that world. Through dreams, your subconscious communicates with you. It speaks in symbols, metaphors, and emotions. That is why analyzing your dreams can be life changing. They often point out what we are too distracted to see when we are awake. They show us our hidden fears, deep desires, suppressed memories, and sometimes even offer solutions to problems we are stuck in our real life. They help us connect the missing dots in our life, sometimes revealing shocking insights about where we are headed. And in a way, they can help us predict our future by showing what path we are unconsciously walking on. That's exactly what happened to me. Friends, at first, my dreams were scattered. Some nights I couldn't remember a thing, but as I committed to journaling them daily, something shifted. By the second week, strange occurring dreams started surfacing. Dreams I had experienced for years but never taken seriously until now. The more I wrote, the more patterns emerged. They were not just random images, they were emotional signals packed with meaning. Friends, one of the most recurring dreams I had was about lions. In these dreams, I was either hiding behind walls, running endlessly, or frozen in place, always afraid, always trying to escape. At first, it just felt terrifying, but when I finally sat down to reflect, something clicked. Lions, symbols of raw power, control, and primal energy. The fact that I was always running. Maybe it wasn't about fear of lions, maybe it was about fear of something powerful within me. Responsibility, leadership, being seen, or facing my own strength. These dreams felt like my subconscious calling me out. Stop running. Another one that kept showing up was flying. These dreams felt magical. I would rise above the rooftops, glide across cities, and feel weightless. Psychologists say flying dreams represent freedom, creativity, and rising above challenges. For me, they arrived when I was feeling boxed in, stuck in routines. Friends, these dreams were reminders that my limits were often self imposed. I had the wings, I just needed to trust the wind. But not all dreams were inspiring. Some were deeply unsettling, like the ones where I was falling, plunging from skyscrapers, mountains, or straight out of the sky. That sharp jolt before waking up shocked me every time. Friends, falling dreams are common and usually tied to feeling out of control in real life, and it tracked. During those weeks, I was overwhelmed with work and unsure of the decisions I was making. Then there was the classic exam dream. In these, I would be late to an important test, searching desperately for the room, or realizing I had not studied at all. Even as an adult, these dreams struck a nerve. They were not just about school, they were about pressure, performance, and the anxiety of not being enough. A lingering fear of failure, of being judged, of letting myself down. Friends, as I continued journaling, the dots began to connect. These dreams were not just mental static, they were mirrors. Each one revealed something buried, unspoken fears, hidden desires, internal battles. Journaling gave them shape, interpretation gave them meaning. And now, when I dream, I don't just forget, I listen. Friends, after about 3 weeks of writing down my dreams every morning, something began to shift. What started as scattered, random images began to form patterns. It was like connecting invisible dots across time. The more I reflected, the clearer it became. My subconscious mind was communicating, not just reflecting my past or present, but hinting at my possible future. Let me explain. Each time I was going through a stressful period, especially when I was about to make a risky decision like launching a new project or facing a major life choice, the same lion dream would return. I would see myself running, hiding, terrified. At first, I thought it was just fear, but then I realized it was fear of stepping into my power. Lions are not just predators, they symbolize strength, leadership, and personal power. My subconscious mind was not just warning me, it was pushing me to face the part of myself that was scared of its own potential. Similarly, during times when I was feeling mentally light, curious, or inspired, the dreams of flying would come, me soaring freely, gliding effortlessly across the sky. And here is what is interesting. I began noticing these dreams right before major breakthroughs in my creative work or personal clarity. These dreams were like signals telling me you are ready to rise. That feeling of floating matched the lightness I was developing inside. These were not coincidences, they were symbolic predictions of inner transformation ready to surface. The falling dreams, those hit different. They showed up when I was overwhelmed, when I was doubting myself or feeling that something in life was out of my control. And just a few days after such dreams, I often found myself either making impulsive mistakes or losing balance emotionally. Friends, it was as if my subconscious mind saw the spiral coming before my conscious mind could acknowledge it. Then the exam dreams, reaching late, being unprepared, or forgetting everything, used to haunt me. At first, I dismissed them as leftovers from school anxiety, but then I noticed these dreams always arrived when I was silently putting pressure on myself, comparing myself to others, pushing too hard without pause, or fearing judgment from others. My subconscious mind was screaming, slow down, stop performing, or start listening to yourself. And here is the real magic. When I started tracking these dreams in context with my daily emotions, life events, and decisions, I could actually predict emotional outcomes. I knew when I was about to burn out. I could sense when a new idea was about to emerge. I even learned to recognize when I was avoiding a deeper emotional truth. The dreams were not telling me what would happen outside, but they were revealing what would likely happen inside me if I stayed on the same mental and emotional path. That is when I truly understood. Dreams are not just random scenes, they are the early warning systems of your mind. They reflect emotional momentum before it becomes reality. It's not about fortune telling, it's about pattern recognition. And our subconscious mind is a master of patterns. Once I learned how to read those signs like recurring dream themes, emotional tone, specific symbols, I began using them as a guiding compass. Whenever a lion dream returns now, I don't fear it. I pause and ask, what am I avoiding? What am I afraid to face? If I dream of flying, I know I'm aligned, open, and mentally expanding. If I dream of falling, I stop and recalibrate. It's like dream journaling gave me an emotional mirror from the future, reflecting the likely outcomes of my present thoughts and feelings. And that is how, over 30 days, I slowly learned to predict my own future. Not in some mystical or magical way, but through the deep science and symbols of the subconscious mind, whispering truth through my dreams. Friends, after 30 days of writing my dreams, I feel like I know myself on a whole new level. I started with curiosity, I ended with powerful insight. This is not just about dream journaling, it's about reconnecting with a forgotten part of yourself. The part that is always watching, always knowing, your subconscious mind. If you feel stuck, confused, anxious, or simply curious about where your life is headed, start writing your dreams every morning, even if it's just fragments. Because sometimes the answers you are looking for are already inside you. They just whisper to you at night. And if you listen closely, they might just change your life. Thank you for watching.